Shut down. I need to know what's going on. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 babies. And I want to know why they ain't put my food stuff on their car.
Do what?
I done been waiting. I done did my application. And I got 3 handicapped babies. I need to know why my food stamps ain't on my car. This is not right. This ain't fair. I don't care about no shutdown or none of that. But I've been calm. I've been calling. Everybody ignoring me. I done been here 3, 4, 5 times. I want to know why ain't my food stamps on my car. I got 9 babies to feed.
I've been waiting all this time.
Ma'am, I done been called. I done been down here, and I'm tired.
Sad.
I done been there, done did all that, and they still ain't put my food stamps on because of the shutdown. This is not fair. I'm tired. I done did all that. Now I need to know what the supervisor or somebody. I need somebody to help me. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 kids. 4 of them ain't mine. I'm taking care of other people's kids. I'm old. I'm tired. I got arthritis. I'm tired of coming back and forth down here about my food stamp. I done had an appointment now. They told me my car money supposed to be on my car. It ain't on there yet. Y'all gotta fix this now. I don't have nothing to do with that shutdown. I'm stressed out. I'm a single mama and I'm helping other people's kids. Now I need my stamps now. I ain't gonna keep going through this. I'm already going through a lot of pain. Okay, now here's my 5th time coming down. I had an interview and all. Now this ain't fair how y'all doing people. This ain't fair. I done been out right there. Y'all done did my interview and all that. I still ain't got my stamps. Still ain't got my stamp. Y'all done let the people shut down the government. Now they ain't gonna give me my stamp.
It's so sad.
And I don't want to go to jail. So that's where I'm going next when it comes to these babies. Now I gotta go steal and shit. Now I gotta go steal food to put in my house. Y'all ain't got no boxes of food here? Y'all ain't got no food to give me? Y'all don't have nothing to give me? Don't be recording me, ma'am.
Why are these people placed like that?
Don't record me.
First up here at 11, starting today, millions of Americans could see their grocery budget shrink. The largest cut to food stamp benefits in U.S. history is now in effect, and officials estimate 2.4 million people will qualify each month. 2.4 million fewer people will qualify each month for those benefits. Fox 13's Evan Moon looked at the impacts of the changes to the SNAP program.
40 million Americans use SNAP benefits, and Florida has one of the highest enrollments. But with new work requirements, many could lose access. I spoke with local food banks like the one behind me that worry families could go hungry. 3 million Floridians are estimated to be using SNAP, 12% of the state's population, providing groceries to low-income families.
I only had $23 in food stamps, and I had to make that scratch, and it was not enough whatsoever.
Still got the same story, but there's no help. It's very hard to figure out how I'm going to feed my son and my daughter every night.
On average, it's about $6.12 a day, but starting this week, millions will lose eligibility.
There are children that will not have access to healthy food, right? There are families that will struggle to put good, healthy food on their tables. These have long-term repercussions.
Harsher requirements could put more strain on nonprofit food kitchens like Feeding Tampa Bay.
We're already looking after 1 million folks every day who need our support across the 10 counties we serve. They're already struggling. This will add several 100,000 new folks to our care.
The new work requirements expand working age to 64, up from 49, and require 20 hours of work per week. And exemptions for being a parent now cut off when kids are 7 years old, not 18.
Making further cuts for people who need this assistance is just going to make it so people have to make really difficult decisions.
Rep. Cross says this can lead to long-term health issues for thousands.
Often people that have less money go towards cheaper food rather than some healthier things like fresh produce, proteins, fresh, eggs and dairy.
The hopes in Washington are that these billion-dollar cuts save Americans money.
If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. The U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it.
Starting next year, soda, energy drinks, gum, and prepared desserts will not be included in SNAP benefits. States will now cover 75% of SNAP costs, up from 50%.
It's just another attack on, people who are struggling to get by already. It also puts more administrative burden on our state. And we see that, the federal government is shifting a lot of responsibilities to the states, anything from looking at cuts to FEMA, to, the SNAP benefits program.
The changes starting today are part of a decade-long plan to cut $186 billion from SNAP. States will take on most of the cost from there. In Tampa, Evan Moon, Fox 13 News.
All right, y'all, let's talk about America's favorite reality show. No, not Love and Hip Hop. I'm talking about SNAP benefits. Yeah, the grocery cart drama that just got a plot twist worthy of a Netflix series. Starting October, millions of people are about to find out that food stamps just got rebranded into work stamps. Because apparently, if you want a bag of Cheetos, you also gotta clock in 80 hours a month. That's right, your Doritos now come with a side of time card. Here's the wild part. People are out here celebrating like the Hunger Games just went live. Yes, cut their stamps. Bruh, how does me losing food stamps get you extra bacon? Does Walmart slide you a discount when my EBT card declines? No? Then why are you happy?
So I go to the food stamp office because I'm hoping and praying I'm not one of them ones that they cutting off. So I go up there, mind you, the line is around the corner. I'm talking about wrapped around the building. I was there 15 minutes before they opened and the line was ridiculous. So I stand in line for the 15 minutes. They start letting everybody in, get you a number, whatever. I was there, I kid you not, for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Then I find out, the lady say, well, are you working? I said, no, ma'am. She says, well, you have to reapply. I said, reapply who? She was like, yes, ma'am, because you have been receiving benefits I've been receiving since December. So it's been, 8 months now that I've been receiving benefits. And she was like, because you're not working, you haven't been working since you've been receiving benefits, they stopped benefits. Y'all, I was so hurt leaving the food stamp office. I'm gonna put the video, like when I first left, I was gonna do a video when I first left, but I got distracted. I don't know what, that refrigerator is dang near boneless. I mean, we got a couple of things in the pantry, but I don't even. I paid in chicken and all the price in that car. No. I'm just gonna grab me a $4 Gorilla Unbeatable Meal Deal with my last little couple of dollars and pray. Cause why? I got 3 small children and an infant. Or I don't know if you want to call her Tyler, she's 1. I got a 1-year-old. I got little babies. It's hard to find a job with little babies. Like, it's crazy.
So the Welfare Fraud Department of Bay County came back to my house this morning. 7 o'clock this morning, by the way. I don't know. Their hours freaking suck. For a Saturday, for food stamps. Anyways, so pretty much, I am facing 3 years in jail. Or $40,000 worth of welfare benefits I have to pay back. And I have 90 days to do it. There is no payment plan. They have financing they have banks that they work with, and I can go through them, but they don't do payment plans themselves for this kind of situation. $40,000 in 90 days, or I face 3 years in jail. That includes food stamps, the cash assistance, the Section 8. I don't get any of those anymore, and I will never be able to reapply for any of those programs for the rest of my life. How the hell do they expect me to live? I can't get a job. I refuse to get a job. I'm not doing it. So they're going to have to figure something else out because the taxpayers need to step up and support me and my 6 children. Okay, that is their job, not mine. I'm not going to jail and I'm not paying you back shit. So good luck.
Now, don't get me wrong, I get the idea behind accountability, but let's be real. This ain't about junk food. This is about survival. Because when eggs cost more than gas, the last thing folks need is another hoop to jump through just to feed their kids. And oh, the junk food ban? Imagine telling a stressed out single mom she can't buy your kids cookies anymore. That's not nutrition policy. That's how you raise a generation of future supervillains. The thing nobody wants to admit is this. Kids don't ask to be here. They didn't ask for rent to be $1,800 or for grapes to cost $7 a bag. But they're the ones who go hungry when the policies get tough love. And honestly, the only thing tough about this is the choices families now gotta make. Do we pay rent or do we eat?
Today, the SNAP benefits, or rather this week, the SNAP benefits cut is going into effect. Approximately 2.4 million families will either receive no benefits or less benefits, and less benefits being about $72 to about $252 per month is what they're going to receive less than what they did before. And this is due to the big beautiful bill and the SNAP benefit cuts that were inside of that policy. So now we're starting to see news outlets project how it's going to impact the grocery store industry. As we already discussed, I think about last week, we talked about how Walmart sees itself as a grocery store that sells other things, and also that the Reagan policy rolling back the restrictions on the grocery store industry is the reason why Walmart exists. Essentially, Reagan rolled back the stipulation that says that suppliers cannot give better deals or cheaper deals to larger grocery stores. And as a result, this cutback to SNAP benefits will directly impact those smaller neighborhood grocery stores or independent grocery stores. And some of them exist in order to resolve the problem of food deserts, right? There are independent grocery stores that pop up all over the place, especially in food deserts where there are a lot of people that do not have easy access to get good produce, good foods, and things like that. Not only that, some of these places where there is only one grocery store or there is not enough grocery stores to fully sustain the population within a certain mile radius, they also sell bad produce. They sell produce that is not healthy, produce that is rotting, produce that isn't edible. And so because of these cuts, they're saying that the little man is going to be gravely impacted. When they took a look at the breakdown, Walmart it receives 24% of their sales is due to SNAP. Okay, 24%. Next in line is Kroger's. Next in line after that is Costco. And these are the stores that might be impacted by the SNAP decrease, but they won't drastically be impacted. And the reason why is because they're able to absorb the cost, right? Essentially what ends up happening is that when you have a budget cut, it means that these families will have less money to spend on food. So that could possibly lead to a decrease in foot traffic, a decrease in the amount of people that are going to come to your store to be able to buy groceries. These larger stores are able to make better deals, get their supplies for cheaper, and therefore sell these same items at a lower cost in order to make the consumer's dollar go further. This is something that smaller grocery stores are not able to do. And because they're not able to do it, it will not only impact the grocery store's foot traffic, it also impacts the employees of those grocery stores, which tends to be people within that community, like within the community that is a food desert. So it impacts employment within these lower income communities as well, or these rural communities as well. They begin to cut hours, which then begins to cut income, which then begins to cut people's ability to pay for their livelihood. And this is the impact of this big, beautiful bill. And this is also, as we said last week, a reason as to why Walmart can't really be boycotted. Now, also, Congress is back. Okay, Congress was just on a month break, but Congress has a lot of work that they have to do, mostly being that they need to pass a bill to fund the government and stop it from being able to shut down. It's been since, I believe, the 1980s since Congress has actually passed all of their resolutions in order for these continued votes to not preclude government shutdown from happening. And since then, there's been 14 government shutdowns, okay, with the longest one being 35 days, and that happened during the last Trump presidency, which no one is surprised there. Now, the issue here is the fact that you have Schumer, who just in March caved to the desires of the president in order to extend and ensure no government shutdown. And the reason that he gave was that if the government shuts down, it would give the executive more power because everybody, like nobody's working, right? So if the government shuts down, then the executive is actually able to make a lot more unilateral decisions. And that's why he didn't do that. We find ourselves in the same place now. My issue isn't the logic behind it. It's the fact that we continue to not find a solution to this deadlock that Democrats find themselves in. It is my hope and desire that someone come up with a better idea, because essentially they have no bargaining chips. So they really don't have a say-so in this. Okay. It seems like they're between a rock and a hard place. This becomes a whole lot easier if you vote correctly during midterm elections. You already know where I'm going with this. You already know, because the Republicans aren't putting a stop to anything, and that's the reality. Now, as far as the issues regarding SNAP benefits, Congress is able to roll back some of the stuff that happens. The issue is that, well, the Republicans don't want to roll it back. Now, you also have certain Republicans that are upset about what the president just got from saying he was going to do, which is reallocate foreign aid. Okay. And they're all upset and they're all yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs, but we all know that they're going to comply. Right. So the best way to be able to fix the situation that we're in is midterm elections. Take a look at how your representatives voted. If they're not voting in your best interest, do what's best for you and move them out the way.
A lady just received 10 years federal time for lying on her food stamp application. Now, y'all, I understand it's hard out here. I understand more than the next person, okay? Trust me, I get it. I've been denied several times myself. All I'm saying is, if you lie and go to jail because you was trying to feed your family, who's gonna feed your family? Y'all, it's not worth it, y'all. Like, I know this has been a thing for all of time. People have been lying on their food stamp application since it was invented. But y'all, they catching on. They catching on to y'all. They actually doing their background research. They checking to make sure the job matches the house, matches the medical bills, matches your name, matches your social security. They double checking now, y'all. Okay? So all that, let me lie, get a couple extra. Just be happy if you get it. Be happy with what you get. And that's it, y'all. Otherwise, you gonna be in the cell trying to figure out how you can get some soup.
I just went to check the mail, and I received a letter from the food stamps office. It says, after multiple videos were sent into our office, we had to conduct an investigation. And during our investigation, we did come across a few discrepancies in your application. It says, therefore, over the last 6 months, you received benefits that did not belong to you and needs to be paid back. You know how much I have to pay back? Do you want to know how much food stamps I have to pay back? I have to pay back $27,000. Good thing is that they offer a payment plan, because where the fuck am I going to get $27,000 off of? And guess what? I'm not even going to pay it. Y'all have to prove to me. Where's the proof? This letter doesn't mean anything. Where's the proof? Show me the proof of what I was doing wrong. This is unbelievable. Didn't your parents ever teach you to mind your own business? Or they didn't teach you that?
We're a family of 7. The best thing about it is when the food stamps hit. $2,500 each month isn't shit.
Oh look, the mom with 7 kids that gets $2,500 a month in EBT. Let's see how she's doing.
The Department of Children and Family literally just called me. I just got off the phone with them, and they are taking away all my benefits.
Oh no, I wonder why they're taking away your benefits that you bragged about getting online and plan to have another child and lean more into government-assisted aid. Let's find out.
Like, thanks to you guys.
Thanks to us, now we can't take the credit when you were the star of the show that bragged about it online.
All they told me was that a lot of people sent in my videos, and a lot of people were calling, telling them to take a look at my page.
Oh, not the American taxpayers calling DCF and telling them that a mom is abusing government-assisted aid and planning on having more kids to get more money. Oh no, when you were the one that put that out there? Shocker.
After they reviewed my case, they decided to take the stamps away from me.
Oh no, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions by bragging about it online to social media.
What you guys did is really, really messed up, because my 7 children need it.
Oh no, now you have to go get a job and pay for things yourself and provide for your family that you decided to have. Oh no. Give me a break. Be so for real.
All right, so another government update. So SNAP benefits, which is essentially food stamps, those cuts begin today. So a lot of people are going to see their SNAP benefits either reduced in between $70 to $250 on average, or some of those benefits are going to be completely eliminated. And they have changed the guidelines as well for approving people. So that rolls out into effect. And I say all of that to say this: there's a lot of resources that a lot of people don't know. Honestly, Facebook Marketplace for co-ops, food, and whatnot, especially fresh food, are a massive resource, so everybody should be utilizing that. Food is still expensive. Food is always going to be expensive. We're never going to see inflation on food drop now. It kind of is what it is. So you need to start looking to your own community. And honestly, I find so many people are offloading fruits, vegetables. I mean, I just got 20 pounds of tomatoes for $12 off of Facebook Marketplace from my neighbors, essentially, who had too much and they didn't know what to do with it and they didn't want to throw it away. So definitely look towards co-ops, definitely look towards food banks, and definitely look towards online resources to find healthy, affordable food. It is out there. And also talk with your local supermarkets and whatnot as well, because a lot of them, if you buy in bulk, will give you a deal that they may not advertise out to everybody.
If you get EBT, listen up. So y'all, I was at Sam's Club the other day getting groceries like normal. I was doing the scan and go, getting ready to check out. And it's telling me that I only got $6.01 in my account. And I was like, no way. I literally just got a deposit on the 13th. So I went and checked the app, and lo and behold, y'all, look at this. Y'all, somebody in Windy City Food Market, Chicago, swiped my card for hundreds of dollars. They even flagged it in the app. So as y'all can see right there, it gave me the option to contact your state. So that's exactly what I had did. And when you contact them, all they telling you that they can do is cancel your card and send you out a new card. and also that you need to go to your defects office and let them know about the fraud. So honey, as soon as I woke up this morning, I put my clothes on and I went straight over there to their defects office. Y'all, me and another lady had walked in at the same time and was standing in line. She was in front of me. Y'all tell me why the exact same thing happened to her, but instead of them pulling it off in one large increment, they was taking hers from her by $100 till they cleared the card out. But they took mine, like they just cleared my whole thing out. You know, I'm thinking they finna tell her, okay, fill out this form. We're going to get you some replacement food stamps. Y'all tell me why this lady said that no. They stopped the replacement stamps on December 20th, December 24th, something like that in 2024. But they not doing it this year. So I'm basically like, I know if they telling her that they can't do nothing for her, they gonna tell me the same thing. And that's exactly what she did. All she said that they can recommend us to do is to start locking our cars. I'll put the website down where they say you can lock your card at if this haven't happened to you yet. But yeah, but y'all, they not doing no replacement food stamps. So basically it's like if you get your food stamps taken, that's it. Y'all tell me why. It was another lady that walked in there and said the exact same place took her food stamps too. The Windy City Food Market in Chicago took her food stamps too, just how they did mine. And this was also on the Atlanta news. This happening to another lady. Y'all, they are out here stealing our food stamps, and the people are telling us that they not gonna do nothing about it. Now, with this happening to so many people, I'm sure they're gonna have to do something. Because when we was at the place, the lady said that they've been coming in here going crazy. Like, people are getting their food stamps taken in my area, like back to back to back to back to back. And there's nothing that they can do. Now, me, I'm finna go file a police report. And they gave me this little paper to report it as fraud. I'm finna try to do that. But I'm finna go file a police report because, y'all ain't finna just take my food stamps.
First up here at 11, starting today, millions of Americans could see their grocery budget shrink. The largest cut to food stamp benefits in U.S. history is now in effect, and officials estimate 2.4 million people will qualify each month. 2.4 million fewer people will qualify each month for those benefits. Fox 13's Evan Moon looked at the impacts of the changes to the SNAP program.
40 million Americans use SNAP benefits, and Florida has one of the highest enrollments. But with new work requirements, many could lose access. I spoke with local food banks like the one behind me that worry families could go hungry. 3 million Floridians are estimated to be using SNAP, 12% of the state's population, providing groceries to low-income families.
I only had $23 in food stamps, and I had to make that scratch, and it was not enough whatsoever.
Still got the same story, but there's no help. It's very hard to figure out how I'm going to feed my son and my daughter every night.
On average, it's about $6.12 a day, but starting this week, millions will lose eligibility.
There are children that will not have access to healthy food, right? There are families that will struggle to put good, healthy food on their tables. These have long-term repercussions.
Harsher requirements could put more strain on nonprofit food kitchens like Feeding Tampa Bay.
We're already looking after 1 million folks every day who need our support across the 10 counties we serve. They're already struggling. This will add several 100,000 new folks to our care.
The new work requirements expand working age to 64, up from 49, and require 20 hours of work per week. And exemptions for being a parent now cut off when kids are 7 years old, not 18.
Making further cuts for people who need this assistance is just going to make it so people have to make really difficult decisions.
Rep. Cross says this can lead to long-term health issues for thousands.
Often people that have less money go towards cheaper food rather than some healthier things like fresh produce, proteins, fresh, eggs and dairy.
The hopes in Washington are that these billion-dollar cuts save Americans money.
If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. The U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it.
Starting next year, soda, energy drinks, gum, and prepared desserts will not be included in SNAP benefits. States will now cover 75% of SNAP costs, up from 50%.
It's just another attack on, people who are struggling to get by already. It also puts more administrative burden on our state. And we see that, the federal government is shifting a lot of responsibilities to the states, anything from looking at cuts to FEMA to, the SNAP benefits program.
The changes starting today are part of a decade-long plan to cut $186 billion from SNAP. States will take on most of the cost from there. In Tampa, Evan Moon, Fox 13 News.
So is this the great reveal or the great rebrand? Maybe both, because now we're going to find out who was really using SNAP as a lifeline and who was using it as a lifestyle. But either way, the safety net just got some big holes cut into it. Bottom line, you can call this discipline, reform, or whatever political slogan you like. But when a mom is crying in the kitchen because there's nothing in the fridge, that's not politics, that's pain. And to the people cheering, let me ask you one last thing. When millions of people suddenly can't afford groceries, who do you think is standing in line behind them at the food bank? Exactly, you. So yeah, the great SNAP reset is here. Whether you think it's justice or cruelty, one thing is for sure. Come Thanksgiving, the drama at the dinner table is about to be real.
I've been getting my nails done at the same salon for 4 years. 4 years. For 4 years, they have accepted all forms of payment. That is including my EBT, SNAP card, whatever you want to call it. This morning, I go get my nails done and I take my card out like I do every other time. They have taken that choice of payment away. I am not able to get my nails done with my EBT card anymore. They are taking away our freedom to get our nails done. This is unbelievable. What's next? The hair salon? I use that card for everything, and I have been able to. And now the salon has taken that form of payment away. You can't use your EBT card for nails anymore. This is unreal. This is unreal. I'm making a call to the governor tomorrow morning because this cannot happen.
Walked in one by one, some hung their heads, others wore their feelings right there on their t-shirts. Today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office announced an undercover operation they've been working on for months resulted in more than 100 arrest warrants and close to 40 arrests.
This is a huge problem, and we're like one of maybe 3 or 4 law enforcement agencies in the state of Florida that have decided to do something about this.
And it has to do with just that. Meal tickets in the form of EBT cards for low-income individuals being fraudulently used. One part of the investigation centered around Gerald Millis, a local restaurant owner who police say purchased EBT cards from people for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar, and then stocked his local Pizza Pros restaurant with food he bought using those cards.
And we were able to determine that he used 53 different EBT cards at Sam's Club.
Police say 55 people were also caught illegally selling their EBT cards to undercover detectives.
A couple of them said, "I'm headed to go get some rock cocaine."
A beyond frustrating reality for taxpayers who today learned their hard-earned money is being misused.
Update on having my EBT taken away and having to pay back $27,000. So I called the office because I wanted to try to see how I could set up a payment plan. They asked me if I was working. I told them no. They said, "Do you get income of any kind?" I told them I do get child support for my grandchildren. If you guys know, I have custody of my 7 grandchildren and I get child support for them. So apparently for me to pay off the $27,000, they will be taking child support away from me. So I am getting 0 EBT, 0 child support. So now I have no use for my grandbabies. I told my sister, "Hey, did you want custody of the rest of them? Here, take them, because I don't need them anymore because they took away child support from me and EBT. So why do I need to have my grandchildren in my house?" So once I pay off the $27,000 and they give me back my child support, then I'll think about getting my grandbabies back. But for now, I don't need them, don't have no use for them, don't want them here. So yeah, that is the update that I have for my EBT and now child support. What a way to start the 2025. This new year has been shit.
They actually freaking did it. If you have EBT, you can no longer buy pop with your EBT. When I first heard that, that you would no longer be able to buy pop or buy junk food with your food stamps, I thought it was a freaking joke. I just went up to Dollar General. I tried to buy this. 0 sugar. It's not even a sugary drink. It doesn't even have sugar. And it doesn't go through. And the cashier told me it is legit. Here in Michigan and several other states, you can no longer pop energy drinks, and no energy drinks, and no junk food. So like candy bars, chips, this is wild. So what's next? We're not going to be able to get freaking frozen food with our EBT? We should be able to decide what we purchase with our food stamps. So when I take my kid to the store and we're checking out and the candy bars, are at the counter, and my 3-year-old throws a fit because I don't have the cash, I only have food stamps. Thanks, Donald Trump. Thank you.